Hello, everybody. We're doing things a little different. If you notice, I started a little intro. We will add music whenever I figure something out that's going to be fine for me to have. But we are getting ready to start doing more stuff on this channel. Um, as you guys know, I did IVF back in October. We were successful. I am currently 22 weeks pregnant with one baby. We did start out with three. I lost the twins, and so we just have the one. She is a little girl. We're very excited, and she'll be here early. Uh, Now, things are yes, I have genetic disorders, I have mutated genes, and everything else. So, yeah, my IVF pregnancy will be a little different than probably other people's. I put makeup on yesterday and it doesn't want to come off. Okay, so one, my first trimester, I was dealing with severe morning sickness as well as vertigo. Okay, we were hoping it was going to go away with the second trimester. It did not. I lost a total of 56 pounds in the first trimester into the second trimester. Which it is normal for me if I'm overweight to lose weight at first. But it is not normal for me to keep as severe nausea and vertigo as I did. So I am now on medication to control that. I am still on my enoxaparin. The reason for the enoxaparin, which is a blood thinner, is because I have two mutated genes that cause blood clots while pregnant and actually unalive the baby. So without that, I would not have my baby right now. In a lot of cases, doctors will stop the blood thinner at the same time that they stop your progesterone and everything else in IVF. For older women, they will keep them on, but normally it's not a daily thing. For me, it is a daily thing. We will, as we get closer to my due date, switch me over from enoxaparin to a heparin. So that is changing my blood thinner because bleeds from enoxaparin are difficult to control. If I cut myself or something, I bleed, and I bleed for hours and hours and hours. If it's going to be too bad, there is a chance I would actually bleed out. So in turn, here in probably about 2 months, they will switch me from my enoxaparin over to a heparin. But I will still have to take it daily up until the day I deliver, which we are expecting early because my other two children were born early. We are not expecting this being to be as large as my other two. I, for some odd reason, did not develop the diabetes that I did in my last two pregnancies, that I kept a secret from everyone. I did not need medications. I controlled my diabetes with my diet. So I have pretty much always known how to eat like a diabetic. So, like right now, I'm still eating kind of like a diabetic to help maybe prevent going into diabetes. Which I am part native, I am white, I'm white passing. We really don't know everything I am for the simple reason we don't know. Everyone else in my family is blonde hair, blue eyes, really, really fair skin. I make my skin look a little fairer on the camera than what it really is. And my eyes are, one is actually bluish, one is more blue, the other one is more green. So there's just no telling there. So this baby is not genetically mine. I do not want to pass my mutated genes, my autoimmune disorder, or anything else onto anyone else. Which right after baby is born, they are going to start testing me and figuring out what is going on, what is causing my weight and everything else, and what is causing my inflammation, which is my doctor's big concern right now, is I'm 22 weeks and I have a lot of inflammation. We expected me to be in pain my entire pregnancy. So the pregnancy will always be painful. There's nothing that we can do. I will not take pain medications to do anything with the pain, even if I'm dealing with migraines, which I do. I'm not taking anything for it for the simple reason I don't want to risk anything going on with this. This is my perspective. It doesn't have to be yours. So that is my perspective on pregnancy. If you are comfortable taking medications and stuff while you're pregnant, do it. If it makes you feel more comfortable, if it makes you feel more at ease, go ahead, do it. Just talk to your doctor first. Always talk to your doctor. Currently, I am drinking coconut water and lychee with dragon fruit. It's really good for the baby. It's really good for me, and yeah. But currently, I am still on the enoxaparin. I will be on the enoxaparin or a blood thinner until the day the baby is born. And we already have her name, and it is a little girl. We already have it picked out. I am not revealing it until after she is born. As you guys can see, my hair has grown quite a bit, and it is its natural color. This is my natural color. And when you compare my brother's hair being white like my shirt, and mine being really dark brown, and my parents' both their hair were very light blonde. Most of my cousins are blonde. I do straighten my hair. My hair is actually naturally really curly. I don't do anything with my eyebrows. This is as much eyebrow as I've got. But yeah, so of course, as always, the ADHD is really getting to me for the simple reason I can't do anything for it. Normally, I drink caffeine to help keep it in check. And that's one of my problems why I haven't been posting very much. But if you pay attention, I have been gaining, and we are talking about my pregnancy on my Twitch channel as much as probably more there than here. But the bean is doing good. She is perfectly normal. We have done all the genetic testing. We have done everything to ensure that she is super healthy. There is no signs of any issue with her. Her heart rate is great. She looks great. She measures as a normal size baby. Mom does not have diabetes this time, which is amazing. Because last time I already had diabetes and it was terrible. But she is doing great. That part of the pregnancy is great. As I said, I am always in pain. That is due to massive amounts of scar tissue in my stomach. And she's kind of like shoving that scar tissue, and scar tissue does not really like to move that much. So yeah, that gets a little ouchy sometimes. But it is dealable for me because I have an extremely high pain tolerance. It's a crazy pain tolerance. But I am on medication to control my vertigo as well as my nausea because I was not putting on any weight. So far we are 22 weeks and I've lost 56 pounds and I put on a pound. Yeah. 22 weeks and I've only put on a pound. My doctor is okay with this. I am overweight. My weight is not caused by the way I eat. I actually eat very healthy and very minded. Even when I'm not pregnant, I am minding what I eat. I have not had chocolate. I have not had caffeine. I really don't eat anything sugary. The worst thing I eat is I crave gummies and watermelon and fruit in general. So explains the dragon fruit with coconut, water, and lychee, which are all high in fiber, help and high in antioxidants and everything else. So it's really good for you. To me, it tastes good, but to some people, it does not. I did have to quit my normal job due to the amount of stress was causing my already outrageously high um, cortisol hormone to be even higher and causing me to have dizzy spells and worse than the vertigo and causes me to almost pass out. So I did have to quit my normal job. I'm currently looking for another one, even though I only have not very long left. That way I can buy her everything that she needs. We do have a link to a baby registry. It is on my Twitch channel. I'll probably put it on this channel somewhere, but it is through Amazon, and we still have to buy everything. We did go to the doctor. Well, I did go to the doctor yesterday. Doctor is happy that I finally put on a pound instead of losing another pound. I did get in trouble last month for losing more weight, and that's when they put me on the medication to control the nausea and vertigo so I can eat more often. Yes, I still get nauseous. Yes, I still get vertigo, but it is not as consistent as what it has been, which I've dealt with pretty much up until last month. I've had nonstop nausea and vertigo, so it was not very fun. But now we've got it under control. I have it in waves a couple of times a day. I can deal with that. That makes it to where I can eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, and eat a snack, which normally I only eat 1 or 2 meals. I normally fast the majority of the day. And I don't eat really that much. But I do take into how much protein I'm actually needing, how many calories I'm actually needing, because a lot of people go, oh, you're eating for 2. That's true, but in your 3rd month, you only really need to eat anywhere from 250 to 350 extra calories a day, mattering on baby size, how far along you are, and everything else. You don't have to eat constantly, but if you feel like it, eat, because it's just going to drive you crazy. My main problem right now is I can't figure out what I actually want to eat. She craves weird things, and most of it we cannot get here. Main thing I crave is watermelon all the time. And I crave very spicy food, so I imagine this little girl is going, why is it spicy in there? Because I eat a lot of spicy. Pretty much everything has chili in it, or hot sauce, or something like that in it. And that is really to cover up, I think my body's trying to cover up the copper taste of everything. Everything has like a coppery metallic flavor. So I think that's what it's doing. Not for sure, but I think that's what's going on with it. As I said yesterday, did not get in trouble for that. The doctor's main concern now is I'm 22 weeks and I am swelling, which I already have a disorder where I have inflammation constantly. In fact, most of my weight is actually inflammation, and has been caused by constant inflammation over the last 20 plus years. So, in turn, that is one of her main concerns, and so my doctor talked to me yesterday, and her and my specialist are in agreement that we should not go past 37 weeks. So she will be here around June 19th. In that week of June 19th to like the 25th, she will be here. But she will be here during that time, if not earlier. Normally, I have my kids, one was at 35 weeks, one was at 36 weeks. So we are kind of expecting her to get here during that same time frame, but we are not expecting her to be as large as what my first 2 were. With my first 2, my doctors, and this is 2 separate doctors, neither one of them delivered my kid. Both kids were born during my storm, And the doctors, one was out of the state, one could not make it to the hospital in time. um, so, like, I had people I had never met, did not know my wants or anything else while I was in labor. So everything went to crap with both of their births, which is fine. It's all good. I picked a different doctor. She is making sure that she is in town during that time. And plus, the hospital I picked does a lot of things that I would like to do with my next baby, with my little bean right here. We have looked into delayed cord cutting, which helps the baby, and we are doing that, and the hospital is good. Like, yes, we do that with every birth that can be done with. So we don't have to worry about that. And the next thing I was very concerned about was actually getting the skin to skin contact for the first hour of the baby. Um, that was one of my big concerns because I did not get that with either one of my other two. And my other two, for being born at 35 and 36 weeks. The one that was born at 35 weeks, he was 9 pounds 8 ounces. The one that was born at 36 weeks, and this is why I am so glad I did not carry full term, she was 9 pounds 11 ounces. Both big babies. And that was due to diabetes and being on steroids to help them grow faster, because they were afraid that they were going to come much earlier than what they did. I held on to them as long as my little body could. And like, my kid's dad probably doesn't even realize that they were born a little early. Not bad. They were good size. They're perfectly fine. They're both autistic. One, I think, has ADHD. Well, I think both of them have ADHD. But that's fine. I have ADHD, I have autism, I have BPD. I have a lot of things wrong with me psychologically as well as physically. The physical things bother me a lot more than the mental things, because the mental things, they were more easily diagnosed over the years, rather than the physical things that have been going on for 20, 30 years that are just now being worked with. If we would have known before my kids were born about the genetic mutations and everything else, I probably would have never had kids, because I passed these mutations as well as some of my disorders down to my children. But their dad has a few disorders too, but luckily none of them passed on to the kids. But that is one of the reasons why the disorders did pass on, is because he had the genetic marker for them. You have to have two parents with the genetic markers for those kind of things to pass on. They are not. They can be there and be marked and never face the child, or they can be active, like with me and my kids, and then it kind of affects the kids. But at the same time, immunizations and stuff like that do not cause autism, do not cause those kind of problems. It's been disproven scientifically many, many times. Talk to your doctor about immunizations and everything. Get the actual facts. Do not listen to people on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, or anything else. Make your own decision. Do not feed into the hysteria. Like with me, I will be getting a COVID booster as well as a whooping cough vaccine before Bean is born. That way, it's in her system when she's born, and it will help kind of protect her. And my OB pediatrician and everyone has already said this is perfectly fine. I have talked to several specialists and everything else prior to deciding this. I've also done my own research on medical sites, not WebMD or anything like that, actual medical sites that cannot be sit there and changed by just random people. It has to be, for me, it has to be where you can go, look, nobody can change it, and you can go on several different sites. There are a lot of sites that you can go and check actual medical information. I personally do not use WebMD. I don't personally use Google. I do use the Mayo Clinic and a few other items like that. Some are in the United States and some are not. That way I am getting a very diverse amount of information, and I can see where things go together and where things are separate. But according to all the research as well as my doctors, what I am doing is perfectly fine. In fact, it will help protect her a little bit from whooping cough and COVID when she is born, which is a big concern for me because she is going to be much smaller than my other kids. Shush! You guys know my cats are crazy. My animals are just nuts, and you guys know this. But that way you guys know what's going on. She will be delivered before 37 weeks. I'm going to try to get better at posting. I am working at doing things a lot better on here, as well as my Twitch channel, my TikTok, my other YouTube, and everything else. You can subscribe here. You can subscribe on my other YouTube. You can subscribe to my Twitch. And pretty soon you'll be able to subscribe also to my TikTok to help the family. We also take donations and everything else like most people. We do that kind of stuff because currently I am not working. I am used to working, as you guys know, anywhere from 40 to 80 hours a week. So it's really weird. I am trying to find something I can do from home currently at this point. That way I can just bring in some money, work around the baby, and everything else when she gets here, because the price of childcare in my area, I don't know how I'm going to afford it. But thank you guys for coming. This is my update. I hope you guys have had a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe. Come join us in this little craziness. I will be on Twitch. I'm pretty much on every day. TikTok, I do random updates on there, but most of the time it's things about the animals and doing stupid little things on there. But do join us more. I am sorry about the long-waited update, but ADHD brain gets me sometimes. And I know I ramble, but any questions or anything, just go ahead and put it in the comments and I will answer it to the best of my ability. Thank you very much and have a great day.